the Daytona 200, and there's something really good about the Yamaha here at Daytona.
At the turn of the millennium, the sport touring segment felt like a sleeping giant. The market, especially in the United States, was filled with models whose designs felt a decade old. Engines that prioritized durability over passion, and chassis that felt heavy and cumbersome. Manufacturers seemed hesitant to innovate, viewing the segment as a stagnant niche with uninspiring sales figures. They failed to read the signs. The low sales weren't a reflection of a lack of demand, but rather the absence of a product that could truly inspire. In the midst of this vacuum, Yamaha's engineers in Europe saw an opportunity. They were given a mandate to create a machine that was not just new, but would redefine the meaning of long-distance travel. The concept of the Yamaha FJR1300 was born from the real-world needs of European roads. A motorcycle that wasn't heavy and bulky like traditional tourers, was nimble enough to maneuver through old city streets, yet stable enough to blast down the German Autobahn at speed. This bike had to be able to dance through the Alps, while remaining comfortable enough to cross continents. To realize this vision, Yamaha didn't just build a sport tourer. They created a new category, Supersport Touring. This wasn't just a slogan, it was an engineering philosophy that promised the heart and soul of the legendary YZF R1 superbike, wrapped in the functionality and comfort of a long-haul machine. When the FJR1300 was first launched exclusively in Europe in 2001, it arrived as a game changer. And when it finally landed in North America in 2002 as a 2003 model, it came not as a newcomer, but as a veteran ready to explode the category that had been dormant for so long. When the first generation Yamaha FJR1300, model code RP04, appeared, it instantly set a new standard. This was the motorcycle that riders who refused to compromise had been waiting for. At the heart of the FJR1300 lay a masterpiece. A liquid-cooled 1,298cc inline-four engine. With a DOHC 16-valve configuration, this engine was capable of unleashing 145 horsepower and a monstrous 99 foot-pounds of torque. But the numbers don't tell the whole story. The real magic was in its power delivery, described as turbine smooth and able to pull like a train. Massive torque was available from as low as 2,500 RPM, providing instant acceleration in any gear without a panicked downshift to overtake. This raw power was tamed by an equally advanced chassis. Taking inspiration from the superbike world, Yamaha built the FJR on a lightweight yet incredibly rigid aluminum twin-spar frame, with the engine serving as a stress member. This philosophy, combined with a low center of gravity, gave the FJR a delightful paradox. A bike that on paper had a wet weight of nearly 604 pounds, yet felt remarkably light and nimble on the road. Riders and journalists praised it for carving through corners with the precision of a much smaller sport bike. For its era, the FJR came loaded with features that were considered luxurious. An electrically adjustable windscreen was standard, allowing the rider to create a calm, turbulence-free cockpit. A clean and maintenance-free shaft drive system was the logical choice for a touring machine. Not to be forgotten, a pair of standard hard saddlebags solidified its identity as a true touring motorcycle. Like any great legend, the character of the first generation FJR wasn't forged without a few flaws that, ironically, made it more iconic and strengthened its community. Early owners quickly identified two distinct issues that became an inseparable part of the FJR story. First was the ticker, a subtle ticking sound from the cylinder head area. This noise was caused by premature wear on the valve guide material and typically appeared within the first 20,000 miles. While it didn't cause catastrophic failure, Yamaha was responsive in addressing it under warranty, replacing the guides with a better material in subsequent models. The second, more famous issue was the nickname the furnace. The initial fairing design tended to channel hot air from the radiator directly onto the rider's legs. This was particularly noticeable in hot weather or when stuck in traffic, making for a toasty inner thigh. Paradoxically, this shortcoming became a catalyst. Online forums buzzed with discussions and creative solutions from owners, creating a strong bond of brotherhood. More importantly, these complaints were heard by the engineers in Iwata, who later provided a comprehensive fix with a redesigned cooling system in the second generation. Yamaha proved they were truly listening to their riders. Just a year after its American debut, the 2004 model, code RP11, arrived with a series of important refinements that directly addressed early feedback. The most significant change was the introduction of an ABS version as an option. This was a major step in improving safety on a bike with the FJR's performance capabilities. Along with ABS, the front braking system was also upgraded with larger 320mm discs, up from 298mm, for stronger, more consistent stopping power. On the functionality front, the fairing was slightly revised. The front turn signals were now smoothly integrated into the bodywork, giving it a cleaner, more modern look. Additionally, a practical small storage compartment was added to the inner fairing, a feature greatly appreciated by long-distance tourers for stashing small items. These changes, while seemingly minor, demonstrated Yamaha's commitment to continuous improvement and solidified the FJR's position as a bike designed not just for riders, but with them. The first generation of the Yamaha FJR1300, 2001 to 2005, was more than just a new motorcycle. It was a statement. It was a thunderclap that awoke the sport touring segment from its long slumber. By offering a previously unseen blend of brutal superbike-like power, nimble handling, long-distance comfort, and a reliability that would become legendary, the first-gen FJR created the blueprint that would be followed for the next 2 decades. It proved that riders no longer had to choose between sport and touring. It showed that a big bike could feel light and a high-performance machine could be trusted for a journey of thousands of miles. This solid foundation laid by the first generation is what allowed the FJR1300 to continuously evolve, adapt to new technologies, and ultimately cement its status as one of the greatest sport touring motorcycles of all time.
Woo! That sounded like it down the chorus. Where'd he go?